Hello and welcome to a replay analysis 7.27D. We're going to be watching Roya play mid lane. He is, if you don't know him, he's a rank 22 immortal, of course. And he's going to be in the mid lane with Storm, Master Tier. So we're going to see some high level play. Just kind of watch his perspective throughout. He's standing back, not looking to secure any runes. And he's going to be doing straight up body block to kind of start things out. Oh my god. And again, first 10-15 minutes, in case you're new to my stream, this is how we do it. We just watch the perspective of the player that we want to learn from, which in this case is going to be Storm. We see how they position the camera. And as you can see, I think that, like, seeing as not edge panning, he's using keyboards to kind of to move the mouse a little bit. So this is a little bit different from what you want to do. But that's a perfect block there. And a really good spot to kind of start things off where, you know, his range is on the high ground.
Thank you.
So he's got a little bit more space. Kind of tapping through the scoreboard a little bit. Get some right clicks off. Doing a little bit good job of in terms of micro. Remnants should. Oh, he dodges it with a slight. Yeah, with the plays. Quick level 2. That's kind of why you want to push it a little bit. Because level 2 can be pretty strong. Nice deny there. Anticipatory. And a little bit. And he's 4-1 versus the 1-0 of Ember. Definitely not something you want to do. Because Ember is the style where, I mean, yeah, he's melee, he's got Flame Guard, which is usually the first item you want to go. But he actually went, oh, he went Chains as well. He's really going for this Storm. He's looking to trade this. He doesn't have the Flame Guard, but the Remnant would have blown that up. That's kind of why he's gone with a different one. He's going to back up Salvon up. He should be fine. Storm actually got more Tangos. So in terms of the regen department, he's a little low. Okay, so again, back to the Ember. Why did he go... I mean, normally Flame Guard is first, but seeing as it's magic absorption of 80. If we're looking at the Storm, the static Remnant does 120 damage, right? So if you Flame Guard, he just Remnants, and then he just blows it up. So there's really no point for him to go Flame Guard. So it's a nice heads-up play, just understanding the matchup for Ember. Storm is 1-on-1. Slight there. And again, sometimes when you're playing ranked games, you don't know who your matchup is, right? So you're kind of going in blind. So if you picked Ember, which is not the easiest of times, let's just check on what Ember's picked. He's gone 1-on-1 as well. Hero, Roya, on the other hand, doesn't really have a whole lot of mana regen. Has something on the way. He gets chained up there. Take a little bit of damage. His courier's on the way, though. He's going to Tango. Use the shared one first. Smart. Nice last hit by the Ember. Chains one other time. Now he's got his bottle. He gets the pullback. He can be a little bit more aggressive. He tries to go for this. Oh, he's going to back up. He's going to Fairy Fire one last time. Ah, he's just going to get away. He had his bottle up as well. So living on the edge. And this is where, you know, the mid lane is not the easiest of lanes. And it's very dynamic. Literally, you're 1v1 with this guy. Until people come around to gank. And I see Tiny that's coming. He's looking to just go for this. The Avalanche. Flame Guard is up, but that should pop. Tiny just runs on through the pullback. And there we go. Secures that kill. Really nice play by Tiny. Nice little rotation. 1, 2, 3. Really nice rotation. Just lack of vision. Lack of, you know, the ward or whatever. Like, by that time he was gone on, there's really no point of a TP or anything. So... right off, 22-6. First 3 minutes, really good start. But he does have very little mana, so he does need to be a little bit careful. Tango again. Does he do the Walk of Shame? No, he goes back to body block. Mangoes it up. Cool. So he's back in the game. He's a little bit... He's got some mana to play with. Remnants one other time. I think he's Remnant. Oh, he's got Flame Guard level 2, so it's not going to pop on the first Remnant anymore. But the second Remnant... Okay, Lena's coming. Oh, nice. That ward was savior in the sense that he saw it coming and he just got out of the way. Salve's on up. Notice he backpacks his items, so he gets the maximum value out of the healing salve. Little micro trick there. More last hits. 28-7. 7 denies is the big one. That's denying a lot of XP. You're seeing that. 5-4. So if you want to win the lane, this is how you do it, right? You deny it, which is a lot of XP. And the fact that he's only level 4, pull back, the slight, avalanche, chains don't matter, and that's another kill for Tiny. Actually takes that one, but nice rotation. I mean, definitely worth it. One thing about Tiny though is that he's only level 3, and it hasn't been able to provide too much space in the other lanes. But he's definitely made his presence known, at least in the mid lane. Ember's back here again. 5 minutes, no room. But man, he's been on point with his last hits. 34 and 11. That's really good. If he's like 70 and 22 by 10 minutes, put into perspective, 10 minutes is probably you're looking at about 80 last hits. That's like usually close to like a perfect game, perfect laning phase. So definitely something quite good. Something you want to strive for as a mid player. Level 6 versus level 5. He literally just hit it. Does need to be a little bit careful. Boots up, gonna go right into Orchid. Perfect. The perfect item against Ember. Every time you zip on him, silence him, he's just pretty much a sitting duck. He's pretty much a caster. He wants to be versatile. Flame Guard blows it up with a remnant. Pull back one other time. The Flame Guard is still there though. Chains. Oh, it does end up connecting on Storm. Only thing is health. 6 minutes. Oh no, he walks into the Lich. He actually had the clarity, and Lich was just barely away. Lich is a little too deep here. Oh, he's got the pull through. The chain on 2. Tiny's coming through as well. Lina tried to go for it. Gets a nice salve, which is perfectly timed for that delivery. Oh, he just pops the invis just to get the runes. Into the battle charges, excuse me. But he is still level 6. Ember, I mean, once Ember hit 6, it was pretty much a race, right? Who gets, you know, level 6, because that's a pretty big power spike. Messed up the last hit there, but still doing very, very well. Slight. He is level 6, and just to, he does have close to full mana, which is a pretty good spot to be in. Nature's Wrath is going to be used. They found the Sprout up on Lina, who digs her way out of that. The zip in through, pull back, and they've got it. Kill there, and the cancel TP from the Beastmaster. But they have 4 heroes mid. Lich is on the way. They're doing a little bit of tower pressure here. Shaman's only level 4. They find the Lich. He's trying to run for his life. TP is now coming. Lifestealer's all the way through. Tiny's probably going to die for this. A little too deep. Thought it was a trap, but no. We're going to get out of here. NP goes to the top lane. It's like, alright, I can farm now. Especially with all of this movement mid. Lifestealer's going to walk to the top lane. 7 minutes and 50 seconds. 50 last hits. Alright. Check runes, please. 8 minutes. Yeah. And Dire been really focused on making sure that they get both of the runes, or they get vision. They've had their supports there. Definitely things to note. Bottom lane Spectre. Let's see how he's been farming. Just says treads. He's gonna be going. Oh, the roar. He's gonna get gone on. He's got really nowhere to go. No dagger, no mana, no nothing, no haunt. Here's the TP, but this is very late, level 5. If anything, he's just going to get some XP. Storm is coming as well. Tiny, so Beastmaster will probably die. Avalanche Tosh combo, the zip in. And he just kind of... I love that when you place the Remnant and you pull him back. Oh, the Shaman dies to the boars. So from the grave, he gets the kill. Sorry, I like the whole fact that you can Remnant and then you just pull them back with a Vortex. It just looks very cool in the sense that, like, you're looking away. Heroes don't look at explosions type of play. But good rotation. 60 to 13 versus Lifestealer, who could potentially be a problem with 62 last hits. Wow. Lich, Frost Armor, Haunt. They do find the Lich real quick. The Haunt is going to be there, and they're going to look to turn this, at least on the Lina, the dagger, forward. Beastmaster is back. The Remnant back. Tiny's still around. He's level 5. He's been slowed down. Haste on the Ember. He's just looking to right-click him. The chains locks him in, but really nothing to do in terms of damage. Necronomicon 1. They got the pullback, the Vortex one other time on this Lina. Dead Lina there. Okay, so not the worst. But Lifestealer's been just kind of happily farming in the top lane. And the fight is still continuing. Alright, well, I think we do free cam at this point. Tiny goes down. The triple remnant, or the double remnant, and that should be more than enough. And Spectre, the roar is back up on cooldown. So through it all, not a bad fight for the Dire. Storm goes in the mid lane. He's got his DD. He's looking to take the bounty room. Yeah, really not much. Ooh, oh, the chain. I'm surprised he didn't ball lightning there. And the remnant back. Storm Spirit versus Ember Spirit. This is the classic, which is the better spirit. And I would say Earth Spirit. Ball lightning through, and he got it. Even with the Laguna, he's got DD chains, but as he gone too deep, he's gonna use the neutrals. He gets denied. Roya with the outplay there, letting the neutrals kill him. That was the right amount of aggression, right? Obviously, he was lucky with the neutrals and everything, but is it lucky or good at this point? Lich is in the mid lane. He's going to go Force, Glimmer, classic support items. Necronomicon 1 and 2. And he's going to pick up the Royal Jelly. Alright, we can look at net worth, I think. Storm still tops. Lifestealer doing very well. Look at these guys. Both. They're like, no, I want the farm. No, I want the farm. Tiny does die to the Beastmaster. Why does this, the spell looks different to me? The icon. I'm just not used to playing Beastmaster or seeing that icon, but might be an immortal thing. A little bit of push here. I mean, this is the power of the beast, right? You go auras, you go Necronomicon, and you start pushing towers. But they do have an NP, so they can counter that. I mean, they have split push, which is really something they're going to need. Ember, if we're looking at it, I mean, look at Beastmaster's top. Oh, the ball lightning orchid. That's the reveal. And Storm taking a ton of damage. The wards is there. The remnants are going to be enough damage. Ember doing a lot of work. He's been hexed, yes, but they want more. Storm's down Tiny as well, and he's going to look at least to get the shaman. One other remnant, and just remnants on forward. Now MP's going to look to just run for his life. Haunt has been used. They found the Lich who's been sprouted on forward. The Sinister Gaze. Oh, he's already used it. So Lina's going to look to run for her life. For now, she's back. They found the Ember. Ember found an NP. And Lifestealer is now here, but that's not really the one you want to go for. Look, the Rage chains. And Spectre is looking to go down. Storm is TPing on forward. The buyback from the NP. They got the silence up of the Lifestealer. They have the Vortex for him. Looking to fight this. He just backs up here. Ember's going to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Lifestealer does get away, but a long range. Oh, but the roar in addition to the stun. And that's a death. Roar in addition to, what is this? The LSA. And Lifestealer gets away, which is the bigger prize. A bit more farming here. Does have armlet. Oh, that's so painful, Tiny. You can't get away from the boars. You're just getting slowed. Everything's on cooldown. You have no mana. That's a rough time. And this Beastmaster's been kind of on point. He has an economic 3 already at 13 minutes. I mean, just the amount of push and the potential. These things hit hard. They steal your mana. I mean, the boars just slow you. Like, you're going to have a hard time. Lina, who's been in some of the fights. Not a whole lot of mana. It's going to be getting Yules. Lifestealer, what was after? Something's on the way, right? Oh, no, he's got 1,400 gold. He's going to wait on out. Doesn't have Manta yet. Finds the illusion. Storm thought he could get at least a pick off there. NP. Medallion. Okay. 1,800 gold, though. Ember. I think it's Yules. It's Invis for the Lich. More push. going to be going pipe up next. I love it. I love it. This Beastmaster really knows how to play the offlane. Oh, the change. Stopping his teleportation. He's going to sprout himself to keep himself alive a little bit longer. You know, one other time to finish the gaze with the Chain Frost is bouncing all over. The wards are there. The Hex, the Shackle, excuse me. And Blood is at least secures the Lich kill, but they're going to let the Lifestealer make the long distance TP. That TP takes forever. But letting the Lifestealer come in after like a 6-second TP, they secure 2 for 1. Alright, he almost has Hood. Oh, they scouted out the rune. Oh, he was pump faking the rune. Or the roar, that is. Spectre here still has fallen behind. Has not had the easiest of times. And, I mean, like, it's one or the other, right? Like, the Beastmaster's going to have a good game, or the Spectre is at this point. Now it's a matter of time of just in terms of creating space, buying time so the Spectre can get some sort of farm. Laguna, Remnant. In addition, like, that was terrible positioning. That was like, you saw the Lina there. Like, she's gonna call her friends. Things are gonna happen. That Spectre is just like, my bad, yeah, but that's how you really make a really tough game for you, right? Lifestealer just make short work of this. Gonna get Desolator next. Octarine on this. They found the Lina. Position 4 versus position 4 action. And they smoke. They found him. The Sinister Gaze. And the roar on top of that. The LSA. The 1, 2, 3 goes boom. Storm here. Not really been able to create a whole lot of space for his team. His Storm. Oh, no chains. No chains. It was on cooldown. Okay. Dust one other time. Just completely controlling, like, the map, right? They've gotten all their movement. It's just been so difficult to get anywhere. Beastmaster deciding, I don't really need pipe right away. I have Hood already. So I'm fine. And while the Storm was having one of the better starts, he hasn't been able to find the right pickoffs. No space provided, so to speak. The NP trying to do what he can, but even he has to play somewhat timidly in the trees. Zip. Oh, he didn't actually get the Orchid. He's going to turn this, and now he goes. The Yule on the Storm. They got the Hexed in, the Silence as well. The Shackle, but it looks like it's way too much damage. Ember just remnants away. Storm goes down with Blast. Laguna, and they want more. Frost Armor. Not slowing anyone down. The Hex. Now the Haunts, they're going to at least try to get Lina at least. The Avalanche. Buying time. So they got 2 for 1. And it looks like NP's running for his life. As is the Tiny. They found the Lich. But Spectre really can't fight. I mean, you have literally one big item. You don't even have TP. Roar is now going to be used. You got the slow, but he's got Dagger up in 1 second, but that's really not enough. No amount of stick charges can save you there. And yeah, Desolator already on this Lifestealer is doing a lot of work. So how quickly the mighty have fallen. MP here really needs to create more space. Doesn't have Solar Crest yet, but he does need to push as fast as possible. He needs to provide a lot more space than what he's giving. Spectre really shouldn't be farming, or shouldn't be fighting. Lifestealer's been going for Roche. Right call. Get an objective out of all this. And the rich will get richer. So, Frost Armor here. Roche is going to go down very quickly here. Link has been broken. And that's it. Really nothing the Radiant can do. Maybe take the T1 bottom. I mean, you're going to trade out Roshan for that, but you got something out of this, I guess. Rora. Again, the laning phase is not on him, but the whole thing, successive attacks, the whole mid game is really turned on its head. Just because the Dire's been playing together. They've been very objective focused, and notice that they don't just back away like most teams would. And they've taken everything. If we're looking at just vision alone, look at this. This is what the Dire sees. They see everything. Storm is trying to create. Wards have been dropped. They want to take this tower. They got to get some sort of objective. No TPs are coming. I mean, they've cut the creep waves here. So they're going to at least slow it down, at least for the high ground push. But they're all in the mid, and they're going to like, okay, we're going to trade that T2 for your T2 mid. And obviously the T2 mid is a little bit more valuable in terms of objective. Killer Floor looking to just out heal the damage from the tower. And they've gotten the T2. So T2 for T2. NP looking to push top. What do? You got to split, right? This is the way you do it. But it's hard to do it against a Beastmaster with his birds and his eyes everywhere, his ravens. Oh man, the shaman has had a rough time. Doesn't have that one big item yet. Oh, he's going the wrong way. The roar. And the Necronomicon 3 will make short work of the shaman. Blood. And that is what we see, sir. Blood. Spectre is going for at least the Lich. The Yules on the Spectre. Tiny's coming around. Orchid's been used. And Lifestealer is there as well. But the Lich, I don't know if that's the one you want. The Haunt and the Laguna, and they found the right one. The LSA on top of that. This Lifestealer is starting to do work. Ember one other time, he gets tossed back, but the change is there, so 1, 2, 3 is slowing down the inevitable. And that's going to be a double kill for the Lifestealer here. NP really not willing to fight. I mean, there's really no reason to fight for those kinds of things, because at this point, it's about just creating space. Just push it, push the lane out, get as much as you can. But they're going high ground now. This NP is looking to outfight this. And the Lifestealer is just like standing, just doing a lot of right-click damage, and the NP goes down. They all have buyback, but really not worth it. Oh, the Lifestealer getting very low. He's going to look to just TP. He does have Aegis, and Aegis has been popped, no TP. So it might be worth it. Now the buybacks are coming, because they're like, okay, we can get something out of this. He digs himself out of the Sprouts, the Hex, the Yules, the Avalanche, and the Shackle, and that should be a death for the Lifestealer. The Silence, the Orchid now is going to do work. But yeah, you really shouldn't be high ground here. The Ember just going in for no reason. That was really a bit of a throw. Alright, so a little bit more space. Still does not... Oh, it does have Manta now. Oh, the Force forward. And now the Chain Frost. But it hits the illusions and actually doesn't hit the right one. And Lich... Chug! With the fail. Oh, this long distance ball lightning. The Orchid Silence as well. The Frost Armor not doing enough, especially with 4. And that's what we're talking about. This lineup wants to gank. They want to find pickoffs and they want to do it quickly. But a little bit of a throw here turns into just some bad fights and a big hit in terms of their net worth. Lich has Force. Interesting that he forced forward, tried to go for the Chain Frost play, but Spectre's just like, all right, I'll walk out of that. And the Chain Frost completely whiffing. Tiny has Blink, Tranquils, it's pretty much all you need on position 4. Obviously it helps to do a little bit more damage, just help with your burst, but now Lifestealer is back. Does have Basher. More ways to control, hopefully. But my god, these names. and Chan. That's pretty sure that's not the real BSJ. But NP there. The Spectre still out of the top 5. Trying to get back in this game. Not the easiest of ones. Shaman here. Ooh. Another shawl. You might as well pick that up. Storm. Zipping and zapping. Does the Bloodstone. PKB up next. Probably the right choice. Help yourself get on out. There's a decent amount of control. Beastmaster with the pipe completed. It's going to be going Solar Crest. Checking Roche. Not finding anything. Tiny hasn't really been able to make any sort of pickoffs in that mid game, which is sad bear for Tiny because he wants to be roaming. He wants to be finding pickoffs, but this hasn't been the easiest lineup to do. Just because like there's so much good like vision, map control, all that by the Gyre. And they're looking to get a smoke here. Octarine on this Ember. It's gonna have Ags. They found somebody. He's making a beeline for the Spectre. Found him chains. And here comes the surprise of the Lifestealer surprise. And the Laguna on top of that, just securing that kill.
Burns, doesn't it?
I mean, you kill the Spectre, right? Like, that's, at the end of the day, it's worth it. Yeah, it's a kill steal, whatever, but you might as well take it. Tiny, just trying to do a little bit of chip damage. But here comes the TPs. The first Remnant, the second one, and to finish the Gaze. That's going to be a dead Tiny. He's really got nothing to do. I mean, once you burst all of your cooldowns, like, this is the rough thing with Tiny. Like, he doesn't like things that slow you down and kind of just, like, lock you into place, because he wants to burst you and end you. And if he's not able to do that, he's kind of like a sad bear. Ladies have been going Ags next. Why not? Lifestealer turns around. And the Shaman, all he wanted to do was play some wards. But this is looking to be a quick game. I mean, completely turned around, right? ESJ, the fake one. TP's back. And it looks like they're going to go for a high ground push here. No Aegis. But they do have a lot of damage. Two heroes are already dead. Glyph is going to be used. Prolonging things, but man, your Spectre's level 15 versus the level 20 Lifestealer, level 17 Beastmaster, and I mean the position 4 is even higher than you, right? Zip, zap. NP is going to be doing so. NP and Storm are kind of the same in the sense that they want to be split pushing, so they're kind of you're losing a lot of. Okay, so Zip is going to stop that. But the Necronomicon creeps are there. So they do, it negates the back door. Lifestealer's inside if they want to turn this. Oh, okay, yeah, just, Lifestealer should just get out and just chomp these Raxes. I don't know why they're wasting so much time like this, but they're going to leave the range one, let the Catapult deal with that. And it's full disengage here because the top lane is pushing. Alright. Just gonna push it back. Still doesn't have Ags yet, but it does have Actarine. It's gonna really help with the cooldowns and everything. I like the fact that Lifestealer's been willing to fight. Like, if you're looking at it in terms of the Spectre, who's looking to just kind of... Well, he's fighting as well, but he's definitely not as farmed. And this Lifestealer does fall off at, like, end-to-end, late game. If we're talking like a Spectre and a Lifestealer, obviously the Spectre wins out. But in this case... Lifestealer's been very active. He's been wanting to fight and completely control all the team fights. All the towers are gone. Like, it's been rough for the Radiant. There's been very little to no space. Looks like they're going to go high ground bottom. They've got the medallion on them. Man, look at that. Chunk, 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 chunk. And really, not much they can fight. Ember's not even in this fight, for the record. Even the Necros are getting in on the action. Sprout not used properly. He's not actually blocking the right one. Rage now being expended. Haunt trying to get to the back line. The Tiny's there. They found the Lich. The Wards is going to be used. The Roar as well. The Chain Frost is bouncing all over the place. The Lifestealer is still alive, but the Beastmaster finally goes down. The Glimmer is going to keep the Shaman alive for now. The wards are there, and Lifestealer's stuck in this coliseum of wards. He's going to rage on forward, try to go for the Spectre. The Spectre goes down. 50 seconds. He does have buyback if you want to turn this. Tiny's still trying to fight this. It's 2 for 2, but a Beastmaster Lich versus a Spectre Shaman. Props go, or the advantage go to the Dire. The ball lightning from downtown. Alina goes down there. They got to claim the bounty. Ember still around. The Lifestealer's looking to turn this, and they're looking to turn this right on the Storm, and he's out chunking you. The Storm, he's able to out-heal that. Sprout trying to keep him alive. The Quelling Blade being used, and they got the chains. Even the NP can't run away. So what does he do? He decides to taunt, and he dies. Unfortunately, no recap of that team fight. Heaven's Halberd on the Lifestealer. Oops. Alright. 2 down. I mean, this is a pretty long cooldown. I mean, he had to buy back before, so. Lifestealer's going to get Abyssal. They're checking out Roche. What's the timing? Actually, 35 seconds. So, just take this T2, probably turn that into Roche. Beastmasters continue to push the top. DD. Which can make, again, Roche even quicker. Killing floor, just Do a little bit more farming, completely controlling this game. This guy's scary, man. Hawk providing vision. But yeah, they don't really care. They know that Storm is near. They're pinging it, but they're like, nothing fears them. 30 minutes. Shaman. I saw the Hex. Sorry, I heard it. The Remnant one at a time. Does have Ags now. But he's only got one more Spirit. So he spent a ton of Spirits just to even get here. And that's going to be the last T2. Pings for Roche are coming. They do have the Courier. They spot it out. They know it's there. Lifestealer, on the other hand, kind of by himself. Does have Abyssal. Completely bought out. Doesn't have buyback, but I don't think he has much to worry about right now. Like, normally, I'm like, in a closer game, you probably need buyback. This is definitely not one of those games that he needs to really worry about because they have so much time. Like, Spectre's not fat enough to just kind of go mid and just end the game. So, Beastmaster and Lifestealer turning it up with Armlet. Doing a lot of damage. Chunk, chunk, chunk. Boars on the end just slowing him down. Or at least putting on the debuff. Beastmaster's here. I noticed he's still got the Killing Blade, even though he does have the Ultimate Orb in the backpack. But cheese is going to be given to the Ember. Okay, that's the right call. Aegis on Lifestealer. Oh man, this Spectre's had a rough game. Manta Basher, that doesn't even have Abyssal yet. 31 minutes. This is looking very dire, but NP just trying again. This is what you need to do. When you're in a losing game, you need to split push, right? I know it sounds like super risky. You might even die in the process, but you need to cut creeps, which is what NP's doing here. He needs to pull these one back. Kind of fucked that up, but... Glyph. NP TP's back. Yeah, this tower's going down fast. Ball lightning just going through, trying to kill the creeps, but the Abyssal is not going to be used. Haunts as well, the Laguna, just killing the NP, the Chain Frost, just doing a lot of work. And yeah, Storm, not much you could do. And the wars will be just happily farmed here. Lifestealer's inside. Oh, okay. The buyback from the Lich. Lifestealer's back. Quick work on these Raxes. They do have one last Rax, though, to deal with before they get Megas. This game is pretty much over. It's going to be super difficult to come back from this. I mean, there's pretty much no way. The Spectre's definitely underfarmed. Storm's going for this. He spends the BKB, but the Abyssal actually stunning him in the Lina with the Glimmer. Not much you can do. Storm all the way back in the fountain, and they've chained him. Triple Remnants into the fountain, and that's the little disrespect. He's got the cheese if he wanted to, and he eats the cheese. Not lactose intolerant, and affirmative is called by the Lina. Who, I mean, let's be honest, was saved by like the Abyssal and then the Glimmer. But that's pretty much GG. So even when you win the lane, this is how you can kind of lose it out. Right? It's that whole mid-tier, like it comes to the draft, it comes to the playstyle, but really Radiant had no room to breathe. So really well played, very good game. And that's going to be GG. Check the scores. Really not much to learn. I mean, 12 deaths is a lot. I felt like there was very little impact by this guy, but position 5 is sometimes rough. The rage is there, and this Beastmaster is just on point. Like, this guy just runs up on you with all his little, his people. Necronomicon, the works. I mean, even Ember, who was slightly behind, ended up, I mean, yeah, like he lost like a 60-40 lane. I mean, he got 40, he got a decent amount of farm at the end of the day, so it wasn't like he was having a terrible game, but this is more on the MVP of the Beastmaster. The fact that he pushed the lane, created all that space, and you really, like, you could have had the fights without the Lifestealer, but once the Lifestealer got Armlet and was like, he was ready to fight, and he was fighting, and then once he got Desolator, this game is over, right? And we'll kind of see that with the graft in terms of player items. Where is this? This guy right here. 60 minutes, right? And that's pretty much the game. If you're going to look at it, this thing right here. 60 minutes. Like, you see this giant dip, right? Like, in this area, right? Because it was very even, and then the Beastmaster gets what? I think the Beastmaster is like the MVP, so, like Necronomicon, right? Once he starts getting this thing, it was pretty much all she wrote. So, all right. Thank you so much. Please give a like and subscribe. I do this every single weekday except for Fridays, 1 to 4 plus 8 GMT. My name is Holler. You can find me at Holler TV on all social media, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much.